Sleep is critical to strengthening the resilience of our kids as well as their overall physical and mental health. This month, we shared 10 sleep tips for both kids and adults. I'm Tom.
And I'm Jeannie. We are a brother and sister team who are passionate about providing parents, teachers, and coaches with ideas and strategies to help kids and teens build their resilience and achieve their potential in a healthy, fulfilling way. Welcome to the Raising Resilient Kids podcast. Hi, brother.
Hello, sister.
Happy February, a brand new year, 2025.
Yes, 25 is my lucky number.
I literally was going to say, oh my gosh, I just realized it's your lucky number. Are you going to play the lotto every week?
That's a good idea, maybe.
I feel like it's going to be your lucky year because 25 is your lucky number. That's like a fun fact that I know about you. That's probably my number one fact that I know about you.
Do you know why it's my lucky number?
I guess I don't know you that well.
8th grade basketball number.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was my best year of basketball.
Oh, so that you chose that number because that was when you were the best?
I reached my peak in 8th grade in my basketball career.
All your sports career, let's be real.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true.
So were you just really good at defending, shooting, rebounding?
No, I wasn't really good at any of it. Compared to how I was in 6th and 7th grade, I was the best.
Well, it's a brand new year. We're all still trying to adjust to 2025. I feel like I'm still tired from the holidays. So that is why I love this question of the month. It's, do you have any favorite tips that can help my kid get a good night's sleep?
It is a great question. And actually, I figured I'd take this one myself this month. The Resilient Youth program that I teach, it's like 12 sessions. There's actually a full session on sleep because it's so important for building kids' resilience. So I figured what I would do is I'd take the top 10 sleep tips from the Resilient Youth program, in my opinion.
Okay, for our listeners, Tom just took his note cards that have the top 10 and shook them.
And this is from, who did this?
From David Letterman.
David Letterman. Do you know that kids in like their 20s these days do not know who David Letterman is?
Well, he's like one of the greatest talk show hosts of all time.
Know,
and your favorite, this is like Tom fun fact episode.
See, yeah. Well, another fun fact, who was on the David Letterman show?
My big brother, Tom.
Yes. Now, I wasn't a guest.
No.
But I was on it.
We're going to show you guys the clip. For those of you that are listening, you'll be able to hear the clip. But kind of give us just a little bit of like you going to the David Letterman show. You get tickets.
Yeah, so I love David Letterman, like you said. So I actually saved up money all through college so that I could go take Linda, then my girlfriend, now my wife, to go see the David Letterman show.
And then isn't the story, so you're waiting in line and then something happened where they like redirected you, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so one guy that I knew actually was ahead of us. And he was actually making fun of me because he was ahead of me in the line. So He figured he would be first. So they line us up and everybody goes in. And then they start filling in the right side first.
Okay.
And then just as we're maybe, 3 or 4 people ahead of us, they turn us left and we get dead center in the show.
Like
so
front
I just
row,
lean,
right?
Front row, exactly. Front row. Dead center. I just lean over to the guy and just wave because I got the better seats. And then Letterman, he had a monologue and they almost always would pick somebody out in the audience to make fun of. And it just so happens that it's me and these 2 guys that were sitting next to me that I did not know at all. So for those of you who are listening to us now, check it out on the YouTube channel. I think I was pretty creative in my response to what I did when Letterman was making fun of us.
What do you think, Mommy? I don't know. Well, what do you think? Look at them guys. Yes, look. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the youth of America. Ladies and gentlemen, before we're finished tonight, here's my promise to you. I, right here on the stage of the Ed Sullivan Theater, will fight every single one of you. Start with those 3 punks right there. Won't even take off my jacket for those guys. Boom, boom, boom.
You've been like such a huge David Letterman fan. And so I love the fact that you're giving these top 10 tips, just like Letterman did.
10 tips, yep.
Just
all right.
like Letterman did. Here we go.
Number 10. No, this one is about how many hours of sleep you should get a night. What do you think, Jeannie? What is the ideal number of hours you should get to sleep per night?
I think I'm going to get this one right.
Okay.
7 to 9?
7 to 9 for adults, correct.
Oh, okay, 7 to 9 for adults.
Which
I
we
am
were
an
going to
adult.
talk about both anyway.
You're
Yep,
right,
yep,
you're right,
7
you're
to
right.
9. You know, kids is more or
Ooh,
less.
I would guess more.
Yeah, it's 8 to 10. Very good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so not dramatically more, but 8 to 10, 7 to 9.
But more.
Very good.
Wow.
I think he used to throw them too. Then
Yeah, he used to throw
like
them. Oh,
that.
wow.
I
That
know,
was
see?
really good. I'm
know.
going to split screen that
I need,
and put you next to Letterman because that was really, really good.
I need like the skyline of New York behind you that I can just throw it.
I don't know if I'm that good of an editor, but I'll
Yeah.
try.
Number 9. Stick to the same sleep schedule, plus or minus 1 hour.
It makes sense because I think about my friends that have children having that sleep schedule of like, okay, well, I put my kids down at 7:30. It's like we do that for our small children, right? Our babies and our toddlers, because we know that they need that sleep. It's like, why do we just let it fall off the edge and forget as we're adults? And even as kids are growing up. So that makes sense.
Yep.
So sticking to the same schedule.
All right. Next one, number 8. Give yourself quiet or calm time. How long do you think before bed? Quiet or calm time?
I don't know, like 15 minutes.
1 to 2 hours. And this
Wow,
is
1 to
more
2
just
hours.
not like, not doing something that's really stressful, like doing work or things like that. Number 7,
Yep.
caffeine.
Oh, no.
How many hours should you avoid it before bedtime?
5?
Very good, 4 to 6. Excellent work.
Everyone, I
Yeah.
don't know the answers. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
looking at the answers. That
very good.
totally makes sense
Yeah, because
because
caffeine stays in your body a long time.
yes. I feel like I kind of try not to even drink it after noon personally.
Okay, yeah,
because,
I think most people, yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart. Yep, very, very good. Now, that's obviously for adults and kids. For the adults, what do you think about alcohol? Alcohol help you sleep?
Listen, if you're my husband, the answer is yes.
The answer is yes and no.
Oh,
So alcohol going down is a sedative. So people always say, oh, no, I fall asleep much, much easier when I drink alcohol.
right.
Then my follow-up question is, do you wake up in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
And it always is.
It's so
because it
true.
actually turns into as you're digesting it, it actually turns into a stimulant. So it's going to wake you up. So you don't get as good, all that deep sleep that you need.
Yeah.
You don't get that if you're drinking alcohol.
But I feel like if I do have like a glass or 2 of wine, I do always wake up in the middle of the night. So that's interesting to know that it's also a stimulant.
Number 6, eat a light, easily digestible snack, but avoid heavy stuff before a heavy meal
Yes.
before bedtime.
I
So
totally agree with this. I feel like I am one of the only people my age. I eat at like 4:30 or 5 if I can. People that eat dinner at 7:30, I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that? I wouldn't be able to sleep.
but the idea is you also don't want to go to bed really hungry because
True.
then you'll wake up being hungry. So a nice like light snack is okay.
Got it.
But yeah, avoid some big meal. All right, good. All right, so that's number 6. 5 more to go.
Okay.
Exercise, what do you think? Is it good for sleep or bad for sleep?
Well, my guess is bad for sleep based on the previous one where it was like no rigorous exercise. So maybe like a walk would be okay or something, or no?
So exercise is very good for sleep as long as it's not close to sleep time. So
that totally
people who
makes sense.
exercise, people who exercise in the morning or even the afternoon, they're usually going to sleep better than somebody who doesn't exercise. But if you're going out and running like a 10K at 9 o'clock at night and you want to get to bed by 10:30,
Right.
it's probably not going to work.
Totally.
So avoid that rigorous exercise.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So here's the one: TV and smartphone.
Oh no.
How long should you avoid it before bed?
Well, if it, I don't know, 30 minutes?
Very good.
Really?
Yeah, exactly right.
I
30
legitimately, I want Tom to know. I have the answers. I'm not looking at them.
No, that's
So-
good. Yeah, no.
Okay, I feel like that's good to know because I usually take the dogs for a short walk before bed and then I'm like washing my face and everything. So I feel like I am doing that. So,
Exactly. Perfect.
So 30
Good.
minutes. Okay.
All right. Excellent. Number 3. Set up an ideal sleep environment.
So what would
are some
that, like,
things? What
mood
do you
lighting?
take some guesses?
Not mood. I keep saying mood. That sounds creepy. I don't mean mood lighting. Hi, that's really gross. I don't mean it that way. Like dim lighting.
Exactly. So yeah. So you want dark. I mean, you want. So like when I'm talking about your room, like when you're sleeping.
Oh,
so
when
you
you're
want
actually
it as
sleeping.
Dark.
Not going to
Exactly.
sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
Your
it.
ideal sleep environment. Yeah.
Okay. So
you want very dark. So if you have like blackout shades, those would be great. Usually cool environment. I know you probably disagree with that.
No.
I know you.
No, a fun fact about me is I do like a cold. I am always cold. I do like a cold environment to go to sleep in, but it's so that it makes more sense for me to have my heating pad on because I do sleep with a heating pad every night.
Okay. Yeah, I knew you did. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I think I like that because I want it to be cold and I want to feel warm and toasty underneath my covers.
Right,
so that does
good.
make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Typically, you want cooler than hotter. You're going to sleep better. Another one would just be like making your bedroom only for like don't be on your computer and be working in your bedroom.
Totally.
You want to kind of avoid any kind of stressful things happening in your bedroom. Keep those outside the bedroom because then your brain starts to associate those stressful things with being in the bedroom, and that's not a good combination for sleeping. This next one, it sounds like you have.
Oh, okay.
Develop a regular, relaxing bedtime routine.
I think, I think I could be better with this, but I do try to lean into it in the sense of like when I'm washing my face, like just trying to have the lights sort of dim and having a routine, I think is important because it's sort of like my body kicks in and is like, okay, we're making our way there.
Last one, and this is the one that helped me the most. That's why this was one I didn't know, but I started doing it and it helped me the most.
Okay.
So if you're awake and in bed for 20 minutes,
okay,
get up and go do something relaxing. Maybe read a book or something like that.
But up and out of bed. In a different room.
Get out of the room. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if your brain starts to associate you being in bed, rolling around, not being able to sleep,
100%.
your brain might start to associate you not sleeping with you being in bed.
That
so you
totally
want to get
makes
up and
sense.
get out, do something again. You don't want to, pull out your smartphone and start getting really anxious and stressed by doom scrolling.
Yeah.
But doing something that's a little more relaxing. You could read an actual book, maybe take a bath, take a shower, something like that. Something that's relaxing, or just sit, and relax.
Yeah. That totally makes sense.
Yay! So there is your top 10 sleep tips for kids and adults. Yay!
Wait, how does it feel? Do you feel like David Letterman?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. No.
I'm nowhere near as funny. I don't have a long beard.
Those were so good though. And it's like all things that they all feed into each other. Like once you can kind of like start with one, like they really do. They all sort of work together.
And I think that's important. What you just mentioned is for anybody listening to this, just start with one of those.
Yeah.
Don't try to do all 10. So just start with one. There's one podcast I listen to that I've really started to like. It's Live Long and Well with Dr. Bobby. And he, in almost every episode, he talks about an N of 1 study. Basically just you try yourself because everybody's different. So the average person, one of these tips might work for the average person, but it might not work for you. So just pick one, kind of track how well you're sleeping. Pick one of these things that we mentioned. Try that for 2-3 weeks and track. Are you able to sleep longer? Or do you feel more refreshed when you wake up? And if it's no, all right, throw that one out and try the next one.
Prioritizing your sleep and starting off small. Taking one of these tips and utilizing it is so good for all of us.
Yeah. And the one thing that I've heard a lot is, if I wake up early and I want to exercise, but I didn't get a lot of sleep, what should I do? And everything I've always heard is get the sleep because you can always make up the exercise later in the week.
Yeah.
And another one of my favorite, probably my favorite author is Daniel Pink. He's got a book called When, and he talks about how he used to be like jealous of all these people that would come to him and say, yeah, I was up all night and I got all this work done and all this stuff. And he was like, all right, I must be a wimp because I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then he said when he dove into the research, he realized, all right, all these people are fools because they're not getting as much done because they're not refreshed. They're not focused. They don't have the mental clarity that you have if you get your, 7 to 9 hours or 8 to 10 hours if you're a kid worth of sleep.
100%. And I know, I can only imagine as a parent, particularly of young kids, how difficult it has to be for you to get your sleep after you put your kids down. You're trying to get all those things done. But I think that's why, to reiterate what you said, one at a time, just do one of them and watch it improve.
I hope everybody enjoyed that episode and are going to try out some of those tips. And I'd say if you like this episode where, Jeannie and I just kind of gave some tips and interview somebody and you'd like more of these, let us know. Leave some comments either on Spotify or on YouTube and let us know. And maybe we could do some more of these in future months. Thanks so much for joining us and we'll see you in March.
Thanks for listening.
The Raising Resilient Kids podcast is sponsored by Happy You're Here, educational, safe, and joyful videos for kids. Through music, visuals, and sound, your baby, toddler, and preschooler will learn about letters, numbers, and so much more. Happy You're Here is quality screen time that both kiddos and their adults can feel good about. Head to www.youtube.com/@SoHappyYouAreHere to check it out or click on the link in the show notes.
The Raising Resilient Kids podcast is also sponsored by the Resilient Youth Program. If you're a parent, teacher, or school administrator who wants to incorporate a proven resiliency building program into your school's curriculum, then the Resilient Youth Teach the Teacher program is exactly what you need. This curriculum brings coping skills and life management tools into the school environment to help students better manage daily stress and positively impact their academic performance, mental health, and well-being. For more information, visit the Resilient Youth Teach the Teacher website in the show notes or at www.smarthwp.com/RY4teachers. That's www.smarthwp.com/RY4teachers. The Raising Resilient Kids podcast is produced, hosted, and edited by brother and sister team Tom and Jeannie Klishevitz. Do you have a question you would like answered by one of our expert guests? If so, visit www.smarthwp.com/Raising Resilient Kids podcast. Thanks for listening.